I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Civil War II Kingpin, issue number 1. While the heroes of the Marvel Universe debate ethics and fight each other, the Kingpin of crime, Wilson Fisk, is ready to make his own power play. How will it go? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, we can see that Wilson Fisk has returned from his time in exile in San Francisco. He attempts to regain the power he once had by electrifying the criminal groups within New York City, rallying them around their hatred of the Avengers and their new superweapon Ulysses. Kingpin says that it was bad enough when the heroes and the cops were hounding people like him every day and night, but now that they could arrest any of them at any moment just for thinking about a crime, well, that's just insane. Fisk's indignant cries sadly fall on deaf ears, as most of the costumed criminals and gang lords in New York City are too afraid of Ulysses and the Avengers now to make any major moves. And just to add the crap cherry on the bad luck sundae, someone has put a price out on Wilson Fisk's head, which means private contractors like Bushwhacker are gunning for him. Here's the thing, Kingpin manages to reverse the attack on Bushwhacker and kill him, and surprisingly, no one knows about it, which is odd because you would think the Avengers would be knocking down his door any moment. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. Sam Wilson, joined by Spectrum and Night Thrasher, do check up on Wilson Fisk, but they have no idea that he's killed someone. Kingpin is absolutely great in this scene too. He makes fun of Spectrum for having a silly name and saying that Carol Danvers is a better Miss Marvel than she ever was. Then he makes fun of Sam by saying, your previous Captain America would have defended people's, civil liberties. I guess not you, huh? Things aren't going too good for the Kingpin at all. He's quickly running out of money, his henchmen are deserting him, and to make matters worse, the heroes are really rubbing it in his face this time, especially Hawkeye. And I mean, geez Louise, when frickin' Clint Barton is ripping on you, you should really take a close look at your life and the choices you've made. Armand, the coffee shop owner and personal friend slash shakedown E of Wilson Fisk, however, reaches out to him for some help. It seems that Armand's sister and several other women in the neighborhood have gone missing, and because they're undocumented workers, Armand can't go to the police, so the next best thing is to go to the Kingpin. Ooh, what a very Goodfellas thing to do. The cops, but for wise guys. Kingpin hits the street, aided by one of the few henchmen who still works for him, longtime Daredevil character Turk, and together they find the storage locker where the women are being trafficked. This is funny because in season 1 of Daredevil, it's Turk who's the one who's trafficking women. To make matters even stranger, one of the guys involved in the trafficking operation turned out to be a former Kingpin employee, that weird weaselly little guy who was with Kingpin the night he killed Bushwhacker. Apparently, when work dried up, this guy went to go work for Black Cat and her illegal alien artifact smuggling ring. It was there he was actually exposed to some Terrigen mist. The wheels start turning in old Wilson Fisk's big bald head, and he eventually puts 2 and 2 together that this weaselly little sack of crap is actually some sort of superhero Ulysses blind spot. And as the comic ends, he's ready to ring this guy for everything he's worth. Civil War II Kingpin number 1 is something of an acquired taste. If you followed me for a long time, then you know I'm an absolute sucker for crime stories, and this one was most definitely up my alley. This is Wilson Fisk the way we haven't really ever seen him. He's living in a dirty apartment, he's wearing a tracksuit to important meetings with other gang bosses. And yet, while everyone else around them has had their spirits broken by the Avengers, he refuses, and that's why at the end of the day, Wilson Fisk will always be the Kingpin, because he endures and overcomes. He has the sort of tenacity that if he wasn't also a violent murderer, you would have to respect him. He always finds an angle, and for him, the angle this time is an inhuman one. Like I said, this comic isn't going to be for everyone. The art was definitely a sticking point for me. I don't know why the artist kept doing this thing where characters would be shown in shadows with bright red glowing eyes like they were possessed with demons, only they weren't possessed with demons, it was just a weird artistic choice. Overall though, I would feel comfortable giving this one a 7 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.